Hey guys, this is our second video. This one is going to be a little bit different from the first one, as we are learning as we go. After the first video, some people hit me up and asked for some how-to information. So, in this video, in the very next segment, you are going to see me rebuilding an AV7 Moby. Took a non-running stock bike and rebuilt everything, got it running. It's a fun little segment. So, we did that because you asked for it. And then after that, we went and did the Gambler 500 in Detroit. By we, I mean myself and Jared. A lot of people were out of town this week, stuff was getting busy, so there wasn't a lot of shop time. So Jared and I drove to Detroit, and we participated in the Gambler 500. We did the event with some members of the Grand Rapid Ghost Riders, single member from the Dayton area Moped Riders, Brandon. It was a ton of fun. You'll see some clips from that. You know, it's not really moped related, but it's got moped people. It was a ton of fun. And a big thank you to Motor City Riots. They are the group out of Detroit, one of our very, very close sister gangs here. I myself am a retired member of MCR. It's unfortunately don't have the time to be in Detroit like I used to. But they were very gracious and let us use their clubhouse for the weekend, which was awesome. It was super good being at the Nasty and getting to see some Detroit people. So enjoy the video, as always. Let us know what you want to see next week, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. Alright guys, it is Moped Wednesday here in Toledo. A lot of guys are out of town today, so it's pretty much just me here. Megan's going to be dropping in shortly, so she'll be popping in the video here in a bit, because we're going to work on her Moby as well. Today, I have a 1970-something Moby of sorts. It has an AV7 on it. I picked this up when Sarah and I were in Indiana, like real cheap. The kid said it ran, and then put a 50cc aerosol on it, and it no longer ran. It had a Chinese bike carb on it. I took that off already and gave it to somebody. So, today, we are going to be completely rebuilding this motor. We're going to drop it, take a few pieces off of this, and build ourselves a new AV7. Now, the reason I say we're going to use a few pieces off of it is because I have a bunch of parts from DOS over here. If you guys don't know about DOS cycles, you should be ordering everything from them. They are absolutely amazing. And they have, they make AV7 cases. Now, usually I just reuse stock cases when I build a motor and import them as I see fit. These are NOS Moby cases. The only real issue with these, you know, they're made well, they're French. Someone took a Dremel to this one. Is the seals, as you can see here, you can only replace them by splitting the case, which is kind of annoying. Also, getting the bearings out, that's a whole other story. If anyone wants to know how to do it, I can teach you how. Dusty Rim taught me a really good technique, and I owe him for it. So I don't really like to reuse these cases. For 50 bucks from DOS Cycles, which is a steal, you get these new cases. They have the lips are different, so you can replace the seals externally, so if that ever happens. These are still in the packaging, but they come with brand new bearings already installed. They have the proper studs, new gasket, all the bolts you need. It's a great deal. If you're rebuilding an AV7, I can't give DOS enough props for these. They are just the best. They're really, really good. I always just get these and I rebuild AV7s. That, and we're also going to switch over to a Lake Party CDI. The Novi points on this do work, and I, for one, actually like Novi points. I know that's not a very popular opinion, but I have been building motor machines for quite a while now, and I have had pretty good success with them. But this is a cheap option. It always works very well. It never fails. It's 6 volt. Just a good product. Being that I'll be keeping the 50cc top end, I'm going to be using, this is a Pliny 4-ball variator. A lot of the stock have 3, so you switch over to this, you can run 2 balls in it. It works very, very well. I'm going to teach you guys how to put some bushings in the motor or in the frame. Those are always junk. It's just other stuff. Oh, DOS sells these from Pliny. They're very nice, but I think these are kind of going away. Mark, guy from Detroit, formerly from Detroit, he repops these and they sell them on treats. They're also very good, also highly recommended. So that is be doing today, what I'm going to be showing you guys how to do. Also, just a quick note, I mean, some of you guys might know me, some of you might not. I predominantly build V1s, my favorite bike. But I have built French bikes in the past. My bikes are not the fastest, but they're tough. They're always reliable. So some of the things I tell you, other people might have different techniques on, and theirs probably work as well. But what I can tell you is that a few years ago, I rode from Toledo, Ohio, with David Lewinsky and Adam Neal. We started at the Zero's first shop, and we rode to a whiskey business rally in Louisville, Kentucky. It was somewhere around the 350, 400 mile ride. I did it on a lay moped, an 87 with a 74cc aerosol kit. The kit everyone claims gets too hot, it can't be tuned, yada yada. I ran it 400 miles there, and then I rode it for the entire rally, and then we trailed our bikes home because we were dead. So whatever you hear from me, don't take it as gospel, but I feel like I have some good information. Take it or leave it. So we're gonna get into it now. All right, guys. So I stole Jared's bench so I could make a super bench while I do this rebuild. But anyways, motor is dropped from the frame. It's super easy. I'm sure you guys can figure that out. I'm gonna be using 3 parts from this bottom end. 4, I guess. I'll be using this guy, this little assembly here. This hooks the motor to the spring, which allows the motor to variate. Very important part. I'm going to be reusing this kit. As you can see, it is slathered in gasket maker. Step 1, if you're doing that, you know you're probably not building it properly. I'm reusing the head. So 1, 2, 3. We're using the nut for the variator. As you might have saw earlier, I have this awesome, super fucking cool variator from DOS. This requires a kickstart or something, I don't know. I'm gonna make it work on another bike. For this bike, I'm gonna be using this NOS variator with the Polini or M-Tech, whichever one you wanna get. Guide. This is a stock 3-ball. Can't see the balls, whatever. Right there, it's 3-ball, don't wanna use 3-ball, but that's NOS. Got that from Taylor Duncan. So those are the parts I'm gonna be using from it. Let me flip this motor over for you here. Normally these have a terrible no-vine nut, but someone replaced this one with the cool aftermarket guy, so I'm going to be reusing that as well. So onwards. Alright guys, we got the motor all stripped down, got the couple little pieces I needed off it. I was lazy and cut those bolts on the back, so I didn't feel like taking the variator off since I'm not using it. So that's a chunk of crap I'm not going to be using there. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is from Indiana. These guys fucking love this shit. Look at that trash. I gotta peel all this crap off after I build the motor. Don't ever use this shit. Never works. It's just a desperate attempt. So, all right, next step going to be under here. Maybe busting out those cases. I'm using an NOS crank. This is 50cc. The stock cranks on these things are pretty good. But you know, I want to rebuild the motor, so I got this NOS crank from Jared. So I'm gonna be throwing in these new cases here in just a moment. I've not ever used one of these 50cc kits. I'm gonna see if the ports line up. I might have to case match those before I put them on the motor. So we're gonna see here in a moment how everything goes. Okay, so did some very slight case matching on these cases. Now, if you notice, I didn't case match that deep. I just did a quick shallow job. If you're not going for high RPMs, if you do a nice shallow case match, it'll help turn the air over quicker and you will spin up faster. This is a little 50cc kit. I'm not trying to blast with it. I'm hoping for a nice torquey 35, running a very small circuit pipe on it. So That's all I did. Just nice, easy case match. Just make sure it's not jagged. It flows in there nice. Nothing fancy. I also opened up the transfers a bit on this kit. I dropped it down a little bit on the side there, on the bottom I should say, because the cases were actually a little bit bigger than the kit this time around. So I just made sure everything's just matched, just gonna flow nicely. So I'm gonna slap this motor together. All right, so time to get the crank. Normally, you know, we heat these cases up and put the bearings in, or put the bearings on the crank and then put the case around it. But these come pre-installed, so I don't bother doing anything to them. I don't like heating them up because I've got the seals installed. So we go over here to the freezer. Oh, what's in your freezer? What's that? That's oh, it's got a little ice on it. That's an unstuffed A35 crank. That's not right. Which is that here? Oh, it's a V1 crank. Hey, Moby. Moby doesn't want to leave the freezer. Moby crank. Let's go put you in the bike. Two. All right, motors together. Got that crank in there. Kit's all cleaned up. Pistons in there. Gonna slap this top end together real quick, then put the variator and the ignition on. I'll walk you guys through that in a second. So we're gonna be doing some stuff with the variator. All right, guys, it's time to build a variator. So we're gonna need a very special tool. Okay, hard to see there. These things, MLM makes them. They're like $25. Will save all of your knuckles. Buy one. So all you need for this tool, you can back up so you can see all of them. All you need for this tool is a vise. It fits in there. And then it's got these two little guys. Now it can't move, so you can take this nut off. Time to remember if this nut is reverse thread or not. So this is an NOS variator. So it shouldn't be that tough either way. It's not breaking the thread. I'll record that. Give me this right quick.
Why not use a crescent?
Can't get in there. Let's go read on Moped Army whether that's reverse thread or not. Alright, so the Moto Bacane won this round. That nut wouldn't fucking come off. I don't feel like fighting it any longer. So, this is going to have 3 balls in it. I'll take it off at some point in the future and I'll get that thing off eventually. But as you saw in the last video, I have to buy myself a very large socket wrench. So, socket. So, motor's all together, turns over nicely, got the CDI installed, you have a stock 3-ball variator installed. Got the intake installed, just a shot, nothing fancy. If you see there, it clears the fins. Sometimes when these come, you gotta shave them down so it can seal up nicely, but this one's good to go. So, we're gonna put this put this motor on the frame in a moment. And should start after that. Cross your fingers, we'll see. I'm getting a little ahead of myself again. Alright, so I'm replacing the bushings on this motor. This is an MLM tool. It is super nice, but the nut it comes with, or the rod, it's pretty crappy. It kind of sucks. This is a $50 tool, but these little machine guys, they're absolutely worth it. I replaced all the nuts in the thing. You know, I think I got a 4-foot section of this. It was $4. So use the MLM one till it breaks and then replace it, but no big deal. It's just a coupler nut and a 13 M8. So this fits over the bushing and this fits on the back side, and as you tighten it just pushes the bushing out. Obviously there's other ways to do this. Again, this is just the way I'm doing it, but man, just make it nice and easy. It really does work very well. This tool's 50 bucks, a little pricey, but I'm doing this job in 5 minutes. Highly, highly recommend this tool. I already put the other side in. It's got a fresh bushing over there. So pop this old one out and I'll install the other one. All right, so there we go. Got our blown out old bushings there. Definitely need to be replaced. And nice new bushings from Doss. I've never ran these before, but I mean, like everything else from them, they're probably made very well. Here is a little view of the tool. See how that goes. That just fits right in there. Nice and easy. Always remember these are angled, so you just bushing in, bushing out, all the same direction. So you just place your bushing in there, kind of get it as straight as you can, and then put that tool on there, tighten it down, make sure you get it spaced properly, just like that guy, and you are good to go. Progress marches on. New bearings installed, motor is on. I am going to wire this thing up. The lay parties are extraordinarily simple. Get the SHA on there, run a throttle cable, put my exhaust on, and this bike should start. After that, I'm gonna fix all the wiring and the cables, but I want to see it run. Which I'm really excited for. I was really hoping for that 2-ball, but we're gonna see how it runs with the 3. So, okay, so this bike is finished up. You saw me rebuild the motor, do all the other junk. I started it and tuned it a little bit. I'm at a 71 jet, 15 SHA. It's doing 35, which is right where I wanted. As I said earlier in the video, I was not able to get this fucking NOS variator apart. So I'm still running the NOS variator, but I'm running it with 3 balls instead of 2 balls. So the acceleration is decent, but not fantastic. And as you can see here, I have my fuel line taped up, or zip tied up, because it dragged down here on the first run and started squirting gas everywhere. So I'm gonna start it up for you guys and see how it sounds. It's a little loud, there's no baffle.
So we've been driving around Detroit for 2.5 hours or so.
Yeah, I think we're about 50 miles in.
Yeah, so I guess 50 miles, and we're just about to pass the Nasty, which is where we started. There's a bunch of gambler cars around. You can see them. There's some crazy shit like
there's a
everywhere. There's a Subi
gambler,
and then the Nasty is right there.
back.
So that's where I slept last night, and we're just, 2.5 hours later. There we go. Alright, so we've got a moped people convoy going on. We've got a couple Festivas.
This is fucking the on-road portion.
I don't know what's going on there. There's some peeps back there.
Let's take it easy on the fucking freestyle. Just do the easy stuff.
Yeah. This road's great. There's
Oh my god!
I don't know where we are. I have no idea.
We're next to 4th Street, a paved road.
So there's a sea of cars. I have no idea where we are. Once again, still, I guess. They're just everywhere.
Alright, you should turn in there.
We're going over a bridge.
Every rose has its thorn.
This is a walkie bridge. It's the tallest bridge of its type.
I don't think this is NPR.
No.
There's a turquoise Mustang that just went by that has no license plate, and it's got a snorkel. I'm assuming it's part of our convoy.
Every rose has its thorn.
Alright, 4-wheel drive. If there was a time to fail, this is not it.
Well, we're in it now. just on the easy trails.
It's a nice casual drive through the rough roads of Toledo.
Pretty casual. It's like driving down Prescott, really.
A lot less broken bottles.
We got dirt bikes coming our way. Definitely flicked us off. Oh, that one's giving a peace signal.
They all are.
And one more. The one dude is...
No, you did this.
Yeah, he's saying one more. But then the first guy flipped us off for sure. So we have arrived at camp. We're kind of early because we didn't do all the hardcore trails. We just did like the first one, kind of stage 1 thing. That was fun. It was a lot of fun. Freestyle's in great shape. A little dirty, we'll clean it up. We got jerky and beer. So we have arrived at camp. We're kind of early because we didn't do all the hardcore trails. We just did like the first one, kind of stage 1 thing. That was fun. It was a lot of fun. Freestyle's in great shape. A little dirty, we'll clean it up. We got jerky and beer.
Things actually work. Dude, I can't believe there's people on the other side of that ramp.
Yeah. All right, that's all from Toledo and the areas around about this week. Next week, we're going to get some riding in. The weather is beautiful. I'm actually going to go for a little cruise after this. So we'll see you then. Hopefully you enjoy the video.